Welcome back to Sugarbee, where drama, elegance, and scandal unfold with every episode. If you thought The Gilded Age had already broken our hearts, episode 5 is about to take things to a whole new level. The newly dropped trailer for season 3, episode 5, is filled with tension, betrayal, and a surprising glimmer of hope. From Gladys's emotional spiral to Larry and Marion's troubled romance, and even the return of Bertha's past, we're breaking it all down. So grab your tea, sit back, and let's dive into what the future holds for our favorite New York elite. First, let's rewind and look at what happened in episode 4 because it holds all the clues and context for what's coming next. As expected, the Russell household was incredibly busy. Gladys was about to marry the Duke of Buckingham. For Bertha, this wedding is her crowning achievement. In fact, correct me if I'm wrong, but it felt like she was the only person who was genuinely happy about this marriage. The rest, including the bride and groom, were lukewarm at best. You can see it in Bertha's posture and the way she walks through the room. She's the one throwing the wedding of the century, and nothing will ruin it. Except, of course, the fact that the bride didn't want to be there. At all. Poor Gladys locked herself in her room in a last attempt to avoid this marriage. Am I the only one who cried with her when she refused to come down? Yes, she's marrying a duke, which sounds like a dream for most people, but it's clear she's heartbroken. And, perhaps more alarmingly, she's terrified. By now, we all know this isn't just about the marriage. It's about how little control she has over her own life. Sure, she's about to become a duchess, but it doesn't feel like a win. It feels like a trap. What really struck me was how the show kept the camera on Bertha throughout the wedding preparations. Clearly, the showrunners wanted us to view the events through Bertha's eyes, not Gladys's. That made Gladys's absence from her own wedding even more powerful. It was Bertha's day, not Gladys's, which sets the tone for the rest of the season, starting with episode 5. Bertha, of course, tries to explain it all away, saying that Gladys is just sensitive. But everyone knows something's wrong. Even George, who usually lets Bertha take the reins, finally speaks up. When he visits Gladys in her room, he tells her it's hard for a young woman to recover from a scandal. He admits he's failed her, and that she doesn't have to go through with the wedding. At that point, I was sobbing. These emotional father-daughter scenes never fail to break me. But let's be honest, his speech came too little, too late. Gladys eventually walks down the stairs, knowing there's no escape. The wedding doesn't feel romantic or joyful. Gladys walks down the aisle crying. She looks like she's going to run at any second. And when she finally says "I do," those are perhaps the most tragic 2 words we've ever heard. We don't even see a celebration afterward. Instead, we cut to a ship leaving New York. Gladys and the Duke are heading to England, and she looks absolutely miserable. Now she's not only married to a man she despises but also forced to leave her home, family, and friends behind. She's completely alone, which means we're about to enter the depressed era of Gladys, likely accompanied by alcohol and perhaps drugs. But before we dive into that, we need to talk about the Duke's sister, Sarah, who is, in my opinion, basically a robot. She's now fully planted in Gladys's new life. She refuses to leave the newlyweds alone, and it's clear she'll be the one to drain any joy out of Gladys's future. By the way, can we address the elephant in the room? What is going on between Sarah and the Duke? Am I the only one deeply disturbed by how unnecessarily close they are? Their interactions gave me the ick, and I'm genuinely praying for Gladys because not loving your husband is bad enough, but then having to witness his weird relationship with his antisocial sister? Yikes. According to the trailer, in episode 5, Gladys will struggle to deal with all of this. Her first move will be turning to alcohol to numb her pain. But by the end of the episode, she'll meet someone new, someone special. This new character will offer companionship and hope. It will remind Gladys that she is Bertha's daughter, meaning she has the strength and intelligence to thrive wherever she is. Nothing in the world is strong enough to destroy her. So, episode 5 will mark the beginning of a new chapter in Gladys's life, a version of Gladys who is stronger, wiser, and ready to rise from the ashes against all odds. The good news is that Larry seems determined to avoid Gladys's fate. He's already pushing back against Bertha in quiet but meaningful ways. He convinces her to let Marion be a bridesmaid, even though Bertha originally wanted someone more appropriate. Can we take a second here? Can you imagine anyone more appropriate than Marion for that role? I sure can't. And I can't believe Bertha would even say such a thing. From the trailer, we know that Bertha's opposition to Larry and Marion's romance will reach its peak in episode 5. The sad part? Even though Marion's aunts are supporting her, she'll begin to see a darker side of Larry, one involving nightlife, gambling, and debauchery. Naturally, she'll be concerned. These aren't qualities she wants in a man she might one day marry. She's also hurt that Larry kept this side of himself a secret, which will feel like a major red flag. In other words, episode 5 will hint that Larry and Marion's romance might be doomed, even without Bertha's interference. And that breaks my heart. Oh, and we finally met Bertha's estranged sister, Monica O'Brien. Let me just say, Monica is everything Bertha isn't. I think she's already become the fandom's new favorite character, but let me know if you disagree. She's down to earth, uninterested in status or fashion, and just so real. Naturally, this horrifies Bertha, and it's hilarious to watch. To me, Monica's presence is a mirror of who Bertha used to be, a reminder of the past she wants to forget. That's why Bertha is so rigid, so desperate to maintain control. Monica will continue to challenge her in episode 5, forcing Bertha to reflect on how she's changed, and whether it's been for the better or worse. Monica will also play a key role in nudging Bertha toward accepting Larry and Marion's relationship. Now let's take a break from all the high society drama and talk about our beloved Jack. After inventing a better alarm clock and teaming up with Larry and Mr. Weston, Jack sells the design and patent for $600,000. He gets half, $300,000. That's a life-changing fortune. But instead of celebrating, Jack is overwhelmed. He tells Mrs. Bauer that he doesn't want to leave the Van Ryn house, it's the only home he's ever known. He's terrified of what this new wealth will mean. And I get it. Money brings freedom, but it also takes away the comfort of the familiar. Mrs. Bauer, ever wise and warm, tells him to keep the money a secret for now. But we already know that in episode 5, this secret will explode. Jack's fellow staff members will accuse him of stealing their investments. And when he tries to pay them back, Jack will learn that being rich can be one of the most isolating experiences a person can face. Gladys faces her darkest days in England. Episode 5 picks up with Gladys now in England, married to the Duke of Buckingham. But the trailer reveals what we feared: she is miserable. Scenes show her trapped in a large, cold estate, visibly withdrawn and emotionally unstable. The Duchess-to-be is drowning in loneliness, far from her family, and subjected to a life controlled by both her cold husband and his overbearing sister, Sarah. Gladys turns to alcohol, possibly hinting at an addiction arc. Her once bright eyes are now dulled by sadness. But in a flicker of hope, a new character is introduced, a man who seems kinder, more empathetic. Their interaction suggests he may become her confidant, or even a potential love interest in future episodes. The Russell empire cracks from within. Back in New York, Bertha Russell is glowing after the success of the wedding. But cracks are forming. The trailer shows George confronting her in rare frustration, signaling that even he may be fed up with her ambition-driven parenting. Monica O'Brien, Bertha's estranged sister, continues to disrupt her perfect image. She challenges Bertha's values, reminding her of the simple, humble roots she left behind. Bertha's struggle to maintain control intensifies as Monica grows closer to Larry and Marion, two people Bertha is desperate to keep apart. Larry's double life exposed. Episode 5 teases major trouble for Larry. The trailer hints at Marion discovering a hidden side to him, his nightlife, his secret gambling habits, and a wilder streak than he's let on. This revelation will shake Marion's trust, making her question their future together. At the same time, Bertha's pressure to break them apart reaches new heights. But will she need to intervene, or will Larry destroy the relationship all by himself? Marion finds strength, but doubts love. Marion, who once seemed swept up in Larry's charm, now finds herself conflicted. Her scenes in the trailer show her confiding in her aunts and even seeking counsel from Monica. For the first time, Marion seems prepared to walk away if Larry can't prove he's truly the man she thought he was. Will she confront him? Or is heartbreak inevitable? Jack's secret fortune causes an uproar. The trailer gives us a brief but powerful glimpse of Jack's storyline exploding. The once humble servant is now hiding a $300,000 fortune, and the household staff is starting to suspect something is off. A tense dinner scene and side glances from staff hint at betrayal. Accusations fly, and Jack's attempt to return the favor to those who believed in him only deepens the divide. Will his newfound wealth cost him his home and the people he once trusted? Peggy's love story meets resistance. Just when Peggy seems to be stepping into a new romance with Dr. William Kirkland, resistance comes in the form of his mother, Elizabeth. The trailer hints at a confrontation between Peggy and Elizabeth, where class and race play an unspoken role. Peggy, always proud and dignified, is shown walking away with tears in her eyes. Is love worth the battle? Or is she about to lose another chance at happiness? Monica O'Brien, the wild card we didn't expect. Monica's role in episode 5 seems to grow even more pivotal. She's slowly becoming a bridge between characters, someone who understands Bertha's past, supports Marion's independence, and influences Larry with gentle wisdom. The trailer shows her in scenes of confrontation and quiet compassion, hinting that she may be the unexpected force that reshapes the Russell family forever. And there you have it, The Gilded Age Season 3, Episode 5 is shaping up to be the most emotionally explosive chapter yet. From Gladys's heartbreaking journey overseas to Marion's crumbling trust in Larry, and Bertha's facade finally cracking under the weight of her own ambition, the trailer shows us that no one is safe, not in high society, and certainly not in the Russell family. But amid the heartbreak, there's hope. A new dawn is rising for Gladys. Marion is finding her voice. And even Jack, with all the chaos, is discovering who he really is. This episode isn't just about loss, it's about transformation. As always, here on Sugar Bee, we'll be watching every twist and turn like hawks with pearls. So tell me in the comments. Sparkles, will Gladys find love and freedom in England? Sparkles, can Marion forgive Larry? Sparkles, and is Monica the key to fixing the Russell family, or tearing it apart? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss another deep dive into your favorite drama-filled series. Until next time, stay glamorous, stay curious, and remember, in the Gilded Age, appearances are everything, but the truth always finds a way out.